This is a Central Line train to West London.
Ladies and gentlemen,
exponential technology is changing the way we live, work, and play. But the human mind does not deal with exponential thinking very well. We are seemingly on the first step of a staircase that promises to carry us into an unknown future that many of us are simply not prepared for. So to understand the current state of the world's most powerful exponential technology, I have traveled to London Tech Week to meet up with some of the world's leading technologists and thought leaders to help you understand the implications of these technologies on your world. My name is Matt Brown, and this is the State of X.
This is the biggest and most ambitious festival of technology this country has ever seen.
Technology enables us to go further than we have ever imagined before, and it allows us to pioneer new and effective solutions to complex problems in all industries around the world. There are countless advancements taking place that are improving the quality of life for those who are in need of innovative technology solutions, particularly in the realm of healthcare. Access to vital information and global research, combined with the rapid advancement of technology, has led to a more holistic understanding of medical conditions and ailments. In the light of this newfound knowledge and technological capability, massive strides are being made in assisting patients with conditions like Parkinson's disease, where those inflicted suffer from immense shaking and hand tremors, making it almost unbearable to complete even the simplest everyday tasks, like eating a meal with utensils or drinking a cup of tea. I spoke to the founder and CEO of GyroGear, Faii Ong, who has developed their flagship product called the GyroGlove, which aims to give those 200 million sufferers of Parkinson's a way to stabilize their shaking hands in order to give them a new grip on life. Hey guys, welcome back to State of X on Prime. With me today, I'm very privileged and honored to have with me, clearly a man and a legend,
Thank you very much.
Faii Ong from GyroGear. Welcome
Thank you,
to the show.
Sure.
So, lift your hand if you don't mind.
All right.
This is called the GyroGlove. Okay, I've just worn it and my hand is still tingling.
Yep.
It is an incredible innovation in the health sector.
Yep.
Please just give us the headline. What is the GyroGlove and what problem is it solving?
Right. So the GyroGlove is a gyroscope-based stabilizer for people with Parkinson's disease and essential tremor. So there's about 200 million people globally with uncontrollable sort of hand tremors.
So that's like when you
Yes.
just your hands uncontrollably shaking,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But not just your hands also, right? Is it your legs as well? Or?
It can affect different parts of the body.
But
So
mainly the hands, yeah?
It traditionally affects the hands, and for example, in the case of essential tremor, it starts with one side and moves on to the other.
Okay, fantastic. So we just had a look at one of your product videos,
Sure.
which was an incredible story of, how, of people who live with these uncontrollable hand tremors. And
Yes.
they're trying to make something as basic as
Yes.
a cup of tea,
Yes.
right? And so that must be very frustrating.
It is, and so, but the good thing now is that we've gotten to a stage where, for example, volunteers come in. So we work with about 300-400 sort of volunteers, and they're able to have lunch with us. And when they realize that, oh my goodness, I've not been able to, for example, eat soup or eat peas, they actually start tearing up, and for us, that's a magical moment, you see.
Yeah, that must make you feel really good about yourself, right?
More relieved actually, because there's been
Really,
a lot.
yeah.
There's been a lot of hard work by an entire team to make sure that you have a safe, but more importantly, an effective sort of unit just on the back of your hand, you see.
Okay.
And every component that we can talk about later is actually, we think in our minds, a significant breakthrough.
Right, well, geez, no, it's incredible. So your hand shaking and this glove essentially, can you just explain how this unit
Yes.
here actually
Yes.
works? What is it doing?
So what we have inside is it's very similar to the tops that children play with or used to play with. So they as these spinning tops try to stay upright, and when you push them down, they basically try to fight back.
Okay.
It's the same concept. So inside we have a disc spinning at a very high speed. We can't say how fast at this moment, and it actually is coupled mechanically to the hand. And it's all balanced, using lasers and other cool stuff.
Okay, so what's your background and how did you get to this point? Because it's quite an amazing health tech innovation.
Sure. So I ran medicine here in the UK, and I also trained under a professor called Jeffrey Cobb at Harvard MIT. And so So when I was over in Boston, we basically focused on regenerative medicine, medical devices, stem cell therapy, and so that plus the sort of the first patient I saw when I was in medical school, when we combined that together, that really focused everything on developing a simple, elegant solution for this condition.
It's amazing. So how much R&D time went into something like this?
So we started, the effort started in earnest in April 2016. So that's when we incorporated. And for example, in order just to get this unit balanced, we've had to be able to, to take, technology, again I can't specify, technology from disparate industries, and to ensure that this unit alone is balanced to about, I would say, over 100 times more finely than a satellite.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's. When we got reports as to how high a grade of balance we got, we were actually quite shocked.
That's 100 times more balance. How does one even try and tackle a problem like that?
So again, we've had. So the key thing is that no one person has knowledge in order to has the necessary knowledge. So we've gotten, for example, people. Our engineering director, he was a tech director at the largest supercharger manufacturer. And then, of course, we have other people who, for example, work with lasers, who work with fine rotational engineering.
Yep.
And so you put these guys in a room, and they basically can figure out again how you actually get such a small system safely in the back of your hand. And most importantly, it has to be able to last at least 3 years basically.
Mm-hmm. So tell me something. As I assume you're a startup still, or
Yes.
are you beyond that? Okay.
We're still.
You're scaling up.
Scaling up.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you bootstrap this? Talk to us about how do you fund an innovation like this? Obviously, you have a great team. You have a great, you understand the space. You're a doctor by trade.
Sure.
So talk to us about funding a product like this. What have you learned?
So I think the most important thing is that we're absolutely grateful to both the British government and the European Commission, because they funded us to a good few million basically, and that basically has kept all the powder dry, so to speak. And we've been able to go very, very quickly from a concept, again putting in all of that sort of precision engineering into this. Again, it's a simple concept, but the iteration is massively tedious, you see. And all that support from these two bodies has been wonderful.
Yeah, amazing. We've been engaging quite a lot with the Department of International Trade here. Have they been instrumental in? They
have been fantastic because they as a unit have always been there to give us support and guidance as to how to export, who you should be looking for, and by the time we get to market, again we have the entire sort of I would say the British governmental service at our back, which is fantastic.
It is. So tell me, is there any AI in this?
At this point in time, we can neither confirm nor deny this. That is all I can say.
Good answer.
Yeah.
At an AI conference.
Yep,
No AI.
yep.
So tell me something, looking back at your journey to date,
Yes.
what stands out for you as a key lesson? Or is there something that you would do differently?
The most important lesson is that you have to care enough, and that's how we hire people. So again, for example, bringing people into the business, that is the most important factor, I would say, of running this entire enterprise. Because all of us here, engineers, medics, commercial directors, all of us have given up a very lucrative career in order to be able to work on this. And the thing is, you don't stay, you don't put in your efforts, and people wonder why we work weekends, why we work, till late at night. It's because, we want to deliver something that is of value to people. And that is what distinct, because there will always be technically competent individuals, but whether or not you can put in the extra bit just to make this really special, I think that's important.
Yeah.
And it shows when you actually work with your customers. When they come in, let's say on Saturday or Sunday, and again they have that lunch and they do testing with you, they come all the way down, you see. But are you able to provide that responsibility and that integrity in developing your product?
Yeah. I love what you just said, because it's an interesting thing in the sector that we play in, which is technology,
Yes.
right? Or ed tech, health
Yes.
tech, edutech,
Yes.
etc. Do you feel like as a community we care enough?
We care about different things, you see. And again, right now in the news, of course, we see the whole issue of very non-appropriate sort of news, you see. Yeah, and that's one way to put it. And what are we looking for? Are we targeting to maximize our financial value? Are we looking to target, in our case, for example, to maximize our sort of user value? And we think that as a company, if you focus on your customers and you're actually very, very sincere in producing the best products for them, everything else will follow, you see. And I think that confusion is unfortunately a product of our times.
Yeah, absolutely right.
So that is where I think, if people realize that, hey, what if we actually, thought about how to better serve our users a bit more rather than just blindly chase, the dollar signs, so to speak. I think that actually, counterintuitively gets you your financial backing anyway.
Yeah. But it's kind of like what Amazon's done really well, right? They've pursued vision and growth over short-term profits.
Yes.
And that's what's made them a $1 trillion market cap company, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right. But anyway, horses are horses.
So let's wrap this up. Tell me
Sure.
something. What does the future look like? I mean, you mentioned 200 million people around the world.
Yes.
That's just a huge number.
Yes.
What does this product look like in, say, 3 years' time?
3 years' time. So, I mean, right now we're already working on following on your question just now, we're already working on intelligent versions. I mean, we have all the data. We're already determining, for example, how the data is correlated with disease state. Again, I can't give any too much detail. And we have a huge range of other applications, and not just in medicine, that where this technology is absolutely applicable to. And we have had industry partners come down. Again, as we talked about before this interview, the key thing is just to focus. Do one thing right first, make sure that that's done properly, and in 3 years' time, have a competent intelligence sort of unit, and then that's able to adapt, intelligently with the individual.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
Again, it sounds really cheesy, but it's back to that ability to care. So when I signed up for medicine, So I had options to go on to PhD programs, again, out in Boston, for face transplant research. So that was my clinical interest, plastic surgery, craniofacial sort of reconstruction. And my entire career was basically going through that, you see. But it came to a point where, aside from investors and the government saying that you have to be full-time, it came to a point where you had to decide. When you say that you want to help as many people as best as possible at your medical interviews, do you really mean that or not, you see? So, if it could just be a passing statement, but if you really actually act on it, then you have to decide and focus on what could help as many people as best as possible. So that's the reason why I get out of bed every single day.
Well, this is proof of that. 100%.
Fingers crossed.
Faii Ong, you're a legend,
Thank
mate,
you,
and I
thank you
wish
very
you
much.
all the very best.
We'll need it. Thank you very
Cool.
much, sir.
Cheers, guys.
All right, thank you.
But it's a nice, sterile environment, and they get the kind of everything, the procedure right, and then they go and do the training for real. I just think this is the tip of the iceberg. It's I'm fire, but police, ambulance, they're all going to be looking at this because we work together at so many different incidents.